How's it going, everybody? Before we get into this video, I want to talk about the guitar giveaway that we were going to be doing. It was supposed to be, the announcement was supposed to be on the first Saturday of March. Well, due to the thing that's happening right now, I can't say the word on YouTube or they'll flag my video and take it down. So due to the thing that's going on in the world right now everywhere, not going to risk shipping anything out or doing anything like that. So the giveaway is going to be delayed. So when everything gets cleared up and all that stuff, I'll reveal the winner. I already have the winner picked. I did the whole video and everything. It's already shot. The winner's already been picked on the random picker from the website that we always use. All that's already been done. Just waiting to for all this stuff to clear up so we can, tell you about the winner and you guys can receive your guitar. But it's not a good time right now because, like I said, everything that's going on. So hope you guys enjoy the video. How's it going, everybody? I'm Ronald Jr. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a versus video with the Harley Benton and the Squier Bullet. These are Telecasters, as you can see. This one was 80 bucks. This is a Harley Benton, and this was a Squier Bullet. Now, these guitars are stock, except this one I replaced the knobs and I put my name on the headstock. But this is the Squier. You can go back and watch the review on that. I'll put the card above me. And this is the Harley Benton, and I'll put the card above me for that review also. The pickups haven't been changed. There's nothing been changed. Like I said, just the stuff on the outside that makes it look better. I just put those knobs on there and my name on the headstock, but everything else is stock on both of these guitars. Now, if you go back and watch the reviews on both these guitars, they're actually pretty good for the money. Especially this one being 80 bucks and this one's around 170, 180 bucks. They both are the same thickness. The neck profile is a little bit slimmer on the Harley Benton, and the Squier has a little bit thicker neck. But there's different versions of the Harley Benton standard series guitars that you can get, different collars and stuff like that. Same way with the Bullet, there's different collars you can get, and this has the traditional skunk stripe, and this one don't. These guitars are actually very, very, very similar. They both have their perks and they both have their cons. One thing I like about the Squier, you can pay 180 bucks and you're getting a guitar that has a string through body. You have your individual saddles, which some people hate those. A lot of people are tradition freaks, but I like it because you can get a little bit better intonation with it. And you're getting a nice finish. The finish is pretty awesome on this guitar. It's a see-through finish. And you're getting a nice traditional tele headstock, and you get those cheap Squier tuners that have the pegs, which are kind of hard to replace. So you just get aftermarkets and drill your own hole. I don't really waste my time with the plates, the adapter plates. And what I like about the Squier, it only has one string tree, because I think the other one is not necessary. Plastic nut. It has medium jumbo frets. And for 180 bucks, this sounds pretty close to a Telecaster. Close as you're going to get for that price range, right? Stays in tune. It plays good. The only problem that I had with the Squier had scratchy frets, and I went ahead and polished those up and dressed them up a little bit, and as you can see, it's a lot better. When we get over here to the Harley Benton, you get a traditional 3-saddle bridge, but you don't get a string through design. Now, some of them you can, some of them you can't. Some of them are actually halfway drilled. It just depends if you have the bridge that has the string through and the top loader. I've noticed that about Harley Benton standard series. I actually bought one that was white with it was see-through, the finish, and it had a top loader and a bridge through design bridge on it, and I'm like, why is that on there? And I took it off and it was halfway drilled for a string through body, so it was super easy to convert that over. But you don't get that. You get a top loader bridge, you get a maple neck that doesn't have the skunk stripe, but it feels pretty good for what it is. The pickups sound nowhere near a Telecaster. You can tell it's very, very cheap. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that the sound with this guitar doesn't touch this guitar. This guitar sounds way better than the Harley Benton. I'm just going to flat out tell you that right now. The finish on the Harley Benton is flawless. It's beautiful. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. No shims in both of these guitars on the neck. They're set up very, very well. Plastic nut, and you get your traditional tuners in the back, and you get somewhat a Telecaster style headstock, and you get a plastic nut on this one also. Honestly, they feel like they weigh about the same in my opinion. This one might be just a hair heavier, but other than that, this one has medium jumbo frets, and they were kind of scratchy. I went ahead and polished those up, made them look good. It has the 2 string trees. So these guitars are very, very similar. Even when it comes to the body thickness, they're pretty much identical. The only difference that I would say with these guitars is the bridge and the sound, actually. And this one has a 3-ply pick guard. So there's things that we can take from each guitar, right? I'll leave a sound clip at the end of the video of each guitar, me playing it, and you guys can judge by that. But there's good and bad that we can take from both these guitars. So if you're looking for a guitar you're wanting to strip down and pretty much put whatever you want in it and modify it, I would absolutely buy the Harley Benton because it's cheaper and it'll save you money in the long run. You're just not going to get that traditional skunk stripe, right? So in my opinion, this guitar is very, very well built for the price. For 80 bucks, this guitar is amazing. I mean, I can't get over how well it's built for that. It's sorry, I have to say it, but it beats the Firefly range guitars. It beats the Grote. It beats those. Harley Benton right now is like, I believe, is the leading budget brand right now, in my opinion, in 2020, because I've had several of their guitars, and honestly, it's the way to go. But if you're going to get the Harley Benton Standard Series, you need to trash the tuners, the nut. You're going to have to keep the pick guard unless you make your own, because they have the weird pick guard. I've tried several pick guards and I couldn't get none to fit right. So you're going to have to keep the pick guard, so keep that in mind. I would change out the wiring in the pickups, and I would put brass saddles on there. And you'd be ready to rock and roll. You'd have a pretty good guitar for, very little money. And I know what your argument is. Well, you can go buy a vintage vibe or whatever it's called from Squier, but you're going to upgrade that too. So you're going to be more in the hole. So it's personal preference when it comes to budget guitars. Now let's talk about the Squier here. If you're going to buy a Squier guitar, you could get by with just playing with the hardware that comes with it and the wiring and the pickups, because you get a very Telecaster sound with this particular guitar. I would change out the tuners just because, and the nut, and you could play for a while probably gigging with this guitar. And when you got a little extra cash, I would honestly throw a wiring harness and some pickups in there, and honestly that's probably all I'd do to it. So basically you're doing the same thing to both guitars, and it's personal preference really. And you got to ask yourself, do you want to buy this guitar and put money in it, or do you want to buy something for that price range? And usually when you buy something a little bit more expensive, instead of modifying guitars yourself, you're going to play it for a while and you think it's going to be awesome and you think you're going to save money, but trust me, on down the road you're going to modify that guitar, because I have plenty of expensive guitars and I've done modified them because it's not the sound I was looking for, right? So we're always chasing tone, and I think messing with budget guitars is fun, right? This is why I buy these and fix them up, because they're fun. I actually purchased another Harley Benton guitar, and it's the standard series, and I'm going to actually fix it up and show you guys that you can make an awesome guitar out of it. It's not going to be this one. This guitar I'm going to keep stock and just have it around, but I'll show you the guitar that I've been fixing up. It's the same thing. But it's the same exact guitar, but what I've done to it, it's actually upgraded it a little bit. This is a see-through finish, blonde style. I guess you could call it white or whatever. This is the standard series. This is a guitar that I actually enjoy modifying. Now this guitar, it's an alder body. It's not basswood like the blue one. Now this guitar underneath the bridge is halfway drilled for the string through body. So what I'm going to do is continue to drill out the back and get the ferrules and make it a string through body. So that's what I was saying earlier about these Harley Bentons. You can get them, and some of them are already halfway drilled. This one is. So I've already scratched the name off the headstock and put my name on it. I got Grover tuners on there. I've already put the brass saddles on there. I just got to get the wiring harness and the nut put on. Other than that, I've done the fret work, made it a little bit better, but this guitar is already rad, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same thing as the Squier, just without the skunk stripe, right? So when it comes to the Squier versus the Harley Benton standard series, they're a pretty close run. Honestly, when we get down to the nitty gritty, it comes down to people that are in tradition or people that doesn't matter. So if you're going to modify something that it's more traditional, but with a spin on it and it's string through, get you a Squier Bullet tele, because this is kind of vintage. It's string through, but it's more traditional, or it's more modern with the individual saddles on it, which makes it a lot easier to intonate and make the guitar more in tune as you play on the higher frets, right? So basically, if you're going to get these guitars, and 99% of you guys are going to get these guitars and strip them down and redo them. So it's basically personal preference. Do you want the skunk stripe on the back, or do you just want a tele with a neck? And what do you want? It all depends on you. There's little differences that people don't like, and as you can see, these guitars have them. You might be able to get a Harley Benton in a collar that you can't get in a Squier, and you might want to go with that, or you might get a Squier that you can't get in a Harley Benton collar. Honestly, when it comes down to it, it's personal preference. But honestly, if I was a gigging musician and I was looking for a cheap guitar just to bang around and play live and don't do much work to, I would honestly go with the Squier over the Harley Benton, because this guitar sounds so cheap, and there's a lot of cheap stuff on it. The Squier has a little bit better parts on it, and it sounds like a Telecaster, and you could actually get by with this upgradeness just a hair, and just doing it a little bit at a time and actually playing it while you're doing it. This guitar, I would not recommend playing it live. I would just full-blown put it on the bench, tear it apart, and put everything new in it. But it's personal preference. Like I said, I'm going to leave the clips at the end of this video, and I'll let you guys decide. But as you can see, they are very, very similar. And like I said, it's personal preference. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Just go with what you want to go with. Go on your thoughts. You can go back and watch the reviews on both of these guitars. Honestly, they're both awesome guitars for the price. It's unbelievable what we can get nowadays. Back in the day when I first started playing guitar, I got a cheap guitar and it wasn't that great. Today, these people are lucky. and they shouldn't complain about what you're getting, because these guitars honestly are amazing for what you're getting. What they're coming out, you know, with nowadays in China and shipping them over here and selling them, it's unbelievable. So let's go ahead and roll the clips of the sounds and let you guys hear what you guys hear them and see what you think about them. That was the Harley Benton versus the Squier Bullet. Like I said, it's pretty much personal preference. Leave in the comments below what you think and what you would go with or what you have. I'm Ronald Jr., and I'll see you guys next time.